Hi everyone, and welcome to day one of your beginner Pilates program. I'm so happy to have you here today. Thank you so much for joining me. And today's class, we're going to be focusing on the foundations of Pilates, getting into the program for what's to come ahead. So now, the foundations of Pilates really relies upon breath work. So the way Pilates breathing works is you inhale through your nose and then you exhale out through your mouth through pursed lips. When you inhale, I want you to focus on expanding your rib cage, both laterally side to side and front to back. So it's a three-dimensional breath. And as you exhale, you're going to tighten that transverse abdominis, which is your core, part of your core, and it's basically like a little corset that draws in. So let's practice that now. We're going to inhale, expanding the rib cage. Exhale, we're going to draw that corset in, emptying out our breath. So that is how we breathe through Pilates, but now we're going to add in a pelvic floor lift, because the pelvic floor is also very important in breath work. And what the pelvic floor is a group of muscles at the base of your pelvis. It holds in your pelvic organs, and it's also important for pelvic stability. So the way that works is I like to think of, it's going to sound weird, but I like to think of a jellyfish. So as you see a jellyfish, it contracts up and then it expands again. So I want you to think of your pelvic floor like that jellyfish. You're going to inhale and you're going to relax that pelvic floor. It's expanding the pelvic floor. And on your exhale, you're going to lift that pelvic floor, contracting it up, drawing in the transverse abdominis, that corset muscle, emptying out the air in your lungs. So we're going to inhale, expanding the rib cage, relaxing the pelvic floor, and on our exhale, we're going to draw up the pelvic floor, tightening that corset. It helps to have your hands on your ribs, so let's do that again. Inhale and expand. Exhale, lift that pelvic floor up. So that's what I want you to focus on for today's class. We're going to add a lot of Pilates movements onto that breath work as well. So we're going to come starting on our backs, rolling down very gently onto our backs. And we're going to start with some pelvic tilt. So I want you to find a neutral spine where your spine arches naturally. You can feel that there's a little gap in between your back and the mat. And just like wiggle around there, find that natural curve in your back. What we're going to do is we're going to exhale and we're going to imprint our spine. So inhale to prepare. Exhale, imprint your spine towards the mat. Inhale, release. Exhale, imprint the spine towards the mat. So this is good for spinal mobility, waking up the spine here. Inhale, release. Exhale, press. So I want you to think of that rib to hip connection. We're working the core here. We're not working the glutes. So don't clench in the glutes. The glutes are relaxed. Let's do another 2. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor, pressing your back towards the mat gently. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, press. Inhale, back to center. Now we're going to add on to that. So we're going to make sure that your feet are in towards your glutes. And then we're going to roll up through our spine on our exhale. And then inhale, roll back down through our spine. So this is good for spinal mobility, rolling up through the spine vertebra by vertebra. And then rolling back down vertebra by vertebra. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower back down, keeping that core connected, that belly button to spine. Focusing on your breath, slow and controlled movements here. Perfect. You're doing so well. Using those glutes as you come up into your bridge, lifting up. Now we're going to just lift our hips up to the ceiling without rolling through our spine. The weight is in the back of your heels. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, lower back down. Keeping that rib to hip connection. You don't want to lift up and arch your back because that's going to cause a lot of pain in your lower back. So just exhale, lift, keeping a slight tucked under of the pelvis. The weight is in your heels. You are squeezing those glutes as you come up. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let's do another 2. Last one, hold it up there for a second, and then lower back down. Now we're going to come into some rib placement, some shoulder mobility. So we're going to lift our arms up overhead and then circle them around. Inhale to lift up overhead. Exhale, circle them around. I want you to focus now on keeping that core connection, making sure that your ribs aren't flaring, that core is tight, you have a neutral spine. We're going to take our arms out to the side, circling it around, and then lowering it back down. Inhale to circle around. Exhale to lower back down. Let's do another 2. Feeling that in your shoulders, waking up the shoulders. Last one. Lower it back down. So we're going to lift our arms up overhead. We're going to come into an ab curl now. So on your exhale, you're going to bring your arms up overhead. We're going to lift the head as well, coming up into our ab curl. Inhale, lower back down, lifting the arms up overhead. Exhale, lift, making sure that belly button is the spine. You don't want to be popping in the abs. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, making sure that there is a fist between your neck and your chin, so you're not making sure that there is too much flexing in your neck. Let's do another 4. Your gaze is towards your knees as you lift up. Make sure you're lifting up from the abs. Perfect. Let's do another 2. Exhale, lift. Last one, and then we're going to hold it up there. We're going to take our right arm, bring it up overhead, bring it back down. Left arm up overhead and back down. Inhale as you lift it up overhead. Exhale as you lower it again, making sure that you are not dropping your head here as your arm comes over your head, making sure that your gaze is towards your knees, not towards the ceiling. Lifting up, lowering back down. Now we're going to do double arms. So we're going to lift both arms up overhead and lower it back down. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower it back down. I know you can feel this in your neck, but don't drop your head as your arms come over your head. Keep your head up, gaze towards your knees. You're doing so well. This is working your abs isometrically. Let's do another 3, and then we can release the neck. 2. This is putting extra load on the abs. 1. Lower back down. Release that neck. Very good. We're going to bring our legs to tabletop now, one at a time, making sure that your back is imprinted towards the mat. I want you to focus on keeping that back imprinted towards the mat. We're going to bring our hands towards our knees, and we're going to lift up into our ab curl again, lifting up from our abs. We're going to extend both our arms and our legs, keeping that imprinted spine, and then circling the arms around, coming back to center. Inhale, extend. Exhale, circle around. This is our double leg stretch. Let's do another 5. Keeping your gaze towards your knees. 4. Making sure you're not dropping your head as your arms come over. 3. 2. 1. Bring it up and release the neck. Shake it out side to side. Okay, so keeping your legs up in tabletop, back press flat to the mat. We're just going to do some simple toe taps here. So we're going to be working into the lower abs. So inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Making sure the back is pressed flat to the mat. You're doing so well, just tapping those toes, keeping that core connection at all times. Let's do another 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to extend our leg fully and bring it back up. If you can't extend your leg very low, just keep it up high. I just want you to make sure that you are keeping your back pressed flat to the mat. Is very important. And you'll feel this in your lower abs. And if you do, that's very good. That means you're working the right muscles. Okay. Exhale, lift back up. Inhale, lower. Let's do another 3, 2, 1. We're going to take our hands up to the ceiling. Now we're going to lower the right arm and the right leg. Lift it back up. Left arm, left leg, and then lift it back up. Inhale to lower it. Exhale to lift. These are really simple movements, but they really work your core. And for Pilates, like, the movements seem simple, but they really work those small muscles, making you stronger. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Let's do another 2 more. Last one. Okay, we're going to take our hands behind our head. And we're going to lift up into our ab curl. Gaze towards your knees. We're going to do some bicycles here. So we're going to bring opposite elbow to opposite knee and extend the other leg. And then switch. Exhale as knee comes to elbow. Inhale as you switch. Go slow and controlled. Let's do another 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Hug it all in. We are done for the ab section. And extend it out, stretching out in those abs. Okay. We're going to come into some side booty and glute work. So we're going to come onto our right hand side. And we're going to set ourselves up for success. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to make sure we're on our forearm, our right forearm. We're pushing up out of our shoulder. Nice. Working off the abs, of the side waist, of the shoulder. Hips are stacked, knees are stacked, feet are stacked. You can bring your arm down, hand down here for support. And then, or you can bring it onto your hip. And we're just going to open and close that top knee coming into our clam series. Exhale to open it. Inhale to close. I want you to make sure that you are not opening it too wide, that you're opening your hips like that. Our hips stay stacked at all times. Perfect. Let's do another 2, pushing up out of your shoulder. Last one, lift it. Now we're going to tap our knees together and then tap our feet together, coming into rotation of the hip, which is very important for hip mobility. Exhale as feet tap. Inhale to close those knees. Staying up. Okay, let's do another 4. Slow and controlled movements. You'll start feeling this very soon. 2. Last one. We're going to extend that leg. And we're just going to lift and lower that leg. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Making sure that your hips are stacked. So you're not lifting up and then opening up that hip to get that height. It doesn't matter how high you go. As long as you have that form, you have that control. Exhale, lift. You will definitely start feeling this very soon, if not already. Okay. Now we're going to hold it up and we're going to circle forward for 7 little circles coming from the hip. The rest of your body is still. 4, 3, 2, 1. Circle in the other direction. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to flex, take our leg forward, point and take it back. Ankle mobility added. Inhale to take it forward. Exhale to take it back. I want you to feel that glute contraction as you take your leg back. Let's do another 4 more. Last 3. Pushing up out of your shoulder. Last 2. Last 1. Hold it back. Point your foot. And now we're just going to lift little pulses, little exhales as you pulse up. Okay, bring it in. Pat it out. Bring your feet in line with your hips. Pushing up out of your shoulder. We're going to come into some side planks. So we're going to lift up and lower back down. Exhale to lift up into a side plank. Feeling this in your obliques, in your shoulder. Let's do another 2, 1. Hold it up there for a second. Lower it back down. Well done. Bring those feet in. Come into some nice side flexion, some lateral flexion. Stretching out that side waist. We just worked. Okay, we're going to take our left leg that we just worked over our right. Extend, lengthening the spine. And then twisting towards the left. Feeling a nice glute stretch in our left glute. Looking over our shoulder. Okay, perfect. Release that. And the perks of having 2 legs is that we get to do that on the other side as well. So come down onto your left forearm this time. Knees are bent. Hips are stacked. And we're going to open and close that top knee. You might find that you have more mobility on the other side or more mobility on this side. That's totally normal. Exhale to open. Inhale to close. Making sure that you're not rocking in the hips, not rocking them open. Hips are stacked. Hold it up. Now we're going to come into those rotations. Tapping the knees together, then tapping the feet together. Exhale to open that knee. Inhale to close the knee. Let's do another 4, 3, 2, pushing up out of your shoulder. 1. Okay, we're going to extend that leg, lift and lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Remember to not open up the hip. Keep the hips square to the front of the room. Let's do another 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up, circle it forward. Let's go for another 6, 5. Coming from your hip. 3, 2, 1. Other direction. Can't just go forward, you have to go back as well. I know you can feel this in your side booty, in your glute max at the back here. Okay, now we're going to take it forward, flex and take it forward, point and take it back. So inhale, take it forward, exhale, point and take it back, feeling that glute contraction. As you take it back, that mind to muscle connection, like you were working through honey here, slow and controlled movements. Seems like you're doing nothing, but you can really feel this in your glutes. We're almost done. Let's do another 1. Take it back. Hold it, point your foot, little exhales as you pulse up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Tap out that side booty. Well done. Okay, we're going to bring our feet in a little bit. Make sure they are in line with our hips. We're going to come into our side plank. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower back down. Feeling this in the side waist, in your shoulder. Let's do another 2. Last one, hold it up. Lower it back down. Bring those feet in, stretch up and over. Some nice opening on your side waist. Lower it back down. Bring that right leg over that left. Stretching up, elongating that spine. And then twisting towards the right hand side, feeling a nice glute stretch, a nice spine stretch. And everything stretch. Okay, perfect. Unravel, and then we're going to come down onto our tummies. We're going to work into the back, into the glutes some more. So we're going to bring our legs about mat distance apart. Our feet are going to be slightly externally rotated, so our knees are going to be facing a little bit out. We're going to stack our hands on top of each other. bring our forehead down on top of our hands. Now I want you to relax the glutes. We're going to inhale to lift our head and our hands up, coming into some nice back extension. Exhale, lower back down. So the extra load here with your hands, it just adds extra resistance on. Make sure that you are trying to relax in the glutes. You're working your back here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's do another 4 more. Feeling this in the back. Last 3. Last 2. And when you lift up now, just hold there for a second. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Lower back down. Now we're going to work into the glutes. So you're going to lift one leg at a time, coming into some hip extension, and then lower. On the other side now, lift and lower. We're working in the glutes here. So make sure that you are lifting from the glute, not from the knee. Your knee is not bent. Your leg is straight. You're doing so well. Exhale to lift it. Inhale to lower. Let's do another 2 more. Last one. Okay, now we're going to go double time. So we're going to lift the legs and lift the head at the same time. So inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale to lower back down. So think of creating that height, but also think about creating that length. Pilates is also about creating that length, the long, lean limbs. We're almost done for today's class. This is our last exercise, and we can come into a bit of a stretch. Let's do another 3. Lift. 2. Inhale, lift. Last one, hold it. Lower back down. We're going to push up and push back into a nice well-deserved shell stretch, a nice counter stretch for your back. Take a nice big deep breath here. We are done for today's class. Rolling up vertebra by vertebra. Clasp your hands behind your back. Opening up your chest. Feeling some nice expansion, opening through the chest, swaying side to side. Okay, we're going to release, and we're just going to roll those shoulders forwards, then roll them back. Take that left hand, bring it up and over, coming into some spinal flexion, and then release. Take the right hand, take it up and over, and release. And that's it for today's class, guys. You did so well. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll see you all in tomorrow's class. Bye, everyone.